Right now, roughly half of all the nitrogen atoms in your body came out of a factory. Not from soil, not from rain, from an industrial process invented over a century ago. Without it, half the human population alive today simply wouldn't exist. That's one element, one chemical process that built the modern world and is now quietly threatening to break it. This is the story of nitrogen, the miracle that feeds us, and the trap it built along the way. For most of human history, farming had a hard ceiling. Crops need nitrogen to grow, and the usable nitrogen in soil was fixed by nature, cycled slowly by bacteria, lightning, and decomposing matter. That ceiling capped how much food the planet could produce and how many people could live on it. Then, in the early 1900s, chemists Fritz Haber and Haber-Bosch figured out how to pull nitrogen straight out of the air and turn it into ammonia. It sounds simple. It rewired civilization. The Haber-Bosch process meant humanity was no longer limited by what soil could naturally provide. Crop yields exploded. Populations that would have been capped by famine kept growing instead. Some historians call it the most consequential invention of the 20th century. But here's the catch nobody put in the history books. This miracle runs on fossil fuel. Producing synthetic nitrogen requires enormous amounts of natural gas. It's the primary feedstock for the entire process, which means fertilizer prices aren't really tied to farming. They're tied to global energy markets. A pipeline conflict, a gas shortage, a shipping bottleneck. Any of these can send fertilizer prices spiking overnight, and farmers, committed to planting months before they know what their harvest will sell for, absorb that shock directly. We built a food system that feeds billions and tethered it to one of the most volatile commodities on Earth. But that's not the only cost. There's a second bill, and it's environmental. Crops don't absorb all the nitrogen applied to a field. A portion always escapes, washing into groundwater as nitrates or running off into streams and rivers. Over time, excess nitrogen also acidifies soil, degrading the very fertility it was meant to boost. Downstream, this runoff feeds explosive algae blooms. When those algae die and decompose, they consume massive amounts of oxygen, creating dead zones. The Gulf of Mexico gets one nearly every summer, sometimes spanning thousands of square miles where marine life simply cannot survive. So here's the paradox. The element that lets us feed the world is, in excess, capable of suffocating it. Which raises an obvious question. Is there a smarter way to get nitrogen into crops? Nature solved this long before Haber and Bosch. Legumes, soybeans, peas, clover, partner with bacteria called rhizobia, which live in root nodules and pull nitrogen straight from the air. No factory, no fossil fuel, just biology. The problem? Major cereal crops, corn, wheat, rice, the staples that feed most of the planet, never evolved that partnership. That's exactly what scientists are racing to change. Researchers are gene-editing microbes to enhance their nitrogen-fixing ability, then pairing them with cereal crops to create the same partnership legumes have had for millions of years. Early field trials already show cereal crops pulling meaningful nitrogen directly from the air, with dramatically reduced synthetic fertilizer. Alongside that, next-generation biofertilizers boost the soil's natural microbial life instead of just dumping in raw chemicals. Smart soil testing gives farmers instant, precise nutrient readings in the field. And the 4R framework, right source, right rate, right time, right place, is turning fertilizer application from a blunt guess into a precision science. The goal isn't eliminating nitrogen. It's ending our blind, blunt force dependence on it. For over 100 years, we've fed the world with brute industrial chemistry. The next chapter is biological precision. technology that works with the natural systems plants already evolved instead of overpowering them. If you're a farmer, a scientist, or just someone who had no idea one element carried this much weight, I want to hear your take in the comments. Is biotech the real fix, or just the next chapter in the same story? Subscribe for more deep dives into the science quietly holding up the modern world.